Hey, Shabbat Shalom Mishpocha. Welcome to another edition of Haftarah Hashings. This is Haftarah Hashings installment number 10, and it's called Miketz, and it's taken from 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 15, all the way to chapter 4, verse 1. And this is talking about the famous dream that Solomon had, where Hashem offered him either all the riches and power in the world or wisdom, and Solomon chose wisdom and ended up getting both in the deal. He also got power, and he got wealth, and he got fame. And this is juxtaposed to the Torah portion in regards to the dreams that Pharaoh had, who was also a leader, a king like Solomon. And he had a dream of what was to come. We're not going to get into the details of the dream, but because this is the Haftarah portion. But what I want to bring out in the Haftarah portion in regards to dreams is that dreams are relevant. Not all of them mean something. I mean, sometimes when we go to bed, our minds just run and race, and we dream about things that had happened during the day, or things that we heard, things that we seen, things that we read, or maybe sometimes our dreams are in relation to problems that we have, that we mull over, and we just can't seem to find a solution. And our subconscious in dream mode tries to find solutions to these problems. Other dreams are what I call hot dog dreams. You know, you had something bad for supper right before you went to bed, and the food didn't agree with you, and it causes you to have crazy dreams. But then there's also dreams that are divine, that are sent by God. And usually these dreams have a twofold purpose. It's to speak to you on a personal level. It applies to your life in a personal and direct way. Second of all, it has a universal application for the whole body of Messiah, for the whole body of believers. And it's our job to kind of figure that out. And I suggest that if you have dreams that you think are relevant, that you think are prophetic, that you think mean something, or that God's trying to tell you something through these dreams, I suggest that you pray, you fast, you research the scriptures to find an answer. If nothing comes, then you consult a trusted friend, a trusted spiritual friend, or a rabbi, or some sort of spiritual mentor to help you come up with an interpretation for these dreams. That's one way that God speaks to me. I keep a dream journal. I keep a notebook beside my bed. When I have a dream, I write it down. Doesn't matter if it's a hot dog dream or just a regular dream or a prophetic dream. I'll write it down, and in the morning I'll decide what it is. You know, if it's a hot dog dream or just or something like that. Hey, it was entertaining. It was fun. But if it's prophetic, I'm going to write it down. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to search it out. I'm going to try to interpret it to see what God's trying to say, what He's trying to say to me personally. And sometimes God tells me things about other people. I'll have dreams about friends, and 9 times out of 10, they apply to a friend or family situation in an intimate way. I'll call up and I'll say, look, I may sound like a nutcase to you. I may sound like a nut job, a weirdo, but look, I had a dream about you. This is what the dream was. Can you enlighten me? Does it mean anything? 9 times out of 10, I'll hear a gasp on the other end. Yes, I know what this means. See, this is what's going on in my life, blah, 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 blah. There you have it. And the dream will have ministered and spoke to this person in a very special way, and it'll end up helping solve a problem. So God still speaks to people in dreams. He did it in the Tanakh, and he done it in the Brit Hadashah, the renewed covenant, and he's still doing it today. I'm not saying that whenever somebody has a dream that we need to write it down and stick it in the back of our Bibles. You know, Chas v'Shalom, I'm not saying that we're adding to revelation, but God speaks to us that deals with something in our life directly in an intimate way, and also it's applicable to the whole body of Messiah. And we need to instruct one another and edify one another. Now, how can you tell if a dream is from God? How can you tell if it means something? You filter everything, I mean everything, through the 5 books of Moses, through the Torah, because that is the litmus test. To test things, whether they're from the Spirit or not, whether they're from God's Spirit or whether they're from another spirit. Because you know what? Hasatan and his cohorts can affect our minds, and we can have dreams. Those kind of dreams where you do stuff in your dreams that you're totally ashamed of, and you're like, oh my gosh, I hope nobody ever finds out I dreamt about that. Or you feel dirty or nasty after such a wicked dream because you've done something sinful that you would never do in your waking life. Sometimes these are ways that Hasatan attacks us to try to put false guilt upon us, and because when we're dreaming, we have no control over our dream. So in essence, we don't technically sin, but it still feels good to say, hey, God, forgive me for dreaming that. I know I had no control over that, but God, I don't want anything to do with that. Please forgive me. Help me not to dream those things again. Protect me from such dreams. And actually, these satanic dreams can actually draw you closer to God and make you more humble and more repentant and draw you closer to Him, because you're thinking, man, that's the potential of who I can become, of what I can do in my waking life. Oh, God forbid, I never want to do that. So you draw closer to God. But as far as dreams go, God spoke to Solomon in a dream. He spoke to Joseph in a dream. He spoke to Yeshua's parents in a dream. So why can't He speak to us today, to believers? So and sometimes these dreams can be real. I think of Peter, Kepha, when he is in prison. An angel tapped him, woke him up, said, hey, the door's open, get going, make your escape. He thought it was a dream. And he went to the house of the people that were praying for him, and Rhoda answered the door and went, oh, she ran back, I just seen Peter's angel. Now, why did the Brit Chadasha say that? Because there's a long-standing Jewish tradition that when you see somebody who has passed away, that you are not seeing their ghost, but you're either seeing a demonic manifestation of them or an angelic manifestation of them, because it is believed that with every child, every person, that we are assigned an angelic being from God and a demonic being from Hasatan, and they stay with us all our lives, tempting us, helping us, etc. And they spend so much time with us, they actually take on our appearance. So after death, when they show up, they're kind of an announcement saying, hey, this person's dead. Well, Rhoda, and maybe some of the others praying, didn't have faith enough that Peter would be released, but he would be executed. And when Rhoda saw him at the door, she thought it was his angel. Thought that, oh my goodness, this means he's dead. So it kind of, that portion of the Brit Chadasha, it's in Acts somewhere. I don't remember the passage right off the bat, Acts 16 perhaps. But, it gives us interesting details on some Jewish thought and Jewish tradition of the first century and in that time. So, dreams are very important. They were important then, they're important now. And God may not choose to speak to you in dreams. Don't feel bad, don't feel like you're left out. God speaks to people in different ways. God speaks to some of my friends in waking hours in ways that kind of makes me a little bit envious. God, why don't you talk to me that way? But yet they don't have dreams like I do. That's okay. We're individuals. God ministers to us, speaks to us, teaches us, educates us, all on individual and personal levels. So hopefully you enjoy the Haftarah portion this week. Tune in again next time. We'll talk to you later. Shalom and Shavua Tov Mishbocha. Bye.